African community, and it was a way to bring the students together to heal from what had happened from the tragedy, and also was a way to, yeah, connect and to just engage in a healthy environment, not just partying, because that town is known for just having college parties, but no, we can connect on levels that are fun, but also educational. So I use that for my thesis to research, like, what impact is it making? Is it building more cross-cultural understanding among the students in that town and the people in the town? And yeah, so I really saw from my findings that, yeah, art is really a platform for cultural exchange. It really brought people together who were probably not gonna meet together because they're just used to staying in their individual groups. And you can go to the next slide. And so simply through my journey, I learned that it has to start with you. Like, there's a lot of, especially if you watch the news, there's a lot of just hateful things said about groups of people, stereotypes. These groups of people are terrorists, these groups of people are lazy, and there's a lot of racism in the world. But I saw it needs to start with a place of like love, and everything has to be out of love and not anger, but I need to love myself, I need to know who I am, and I need to love everything about my culture and what I have to offer, and then use those tools, creative tools, to share that with the world, and also invite people into my culture, and not just keep to myself, but invite people in to my culture. And I'm from Kenya, like I said, and this is, it's from the national anthem, Amani, Upendo, Umoja. So Amani means peace, Upendo means love, and Umoja means unity. So I was just really connecting with back to my roots, my language, and the things I've been taught from growing up in Kenya. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I have to share about crossing cultures, like really starting with yourself, understanding your culture, embracing your culture, and also being open that you don't know everything about yourself, and you were always discovering who we are. And yeah, that's all I would like to leave with. Yeah.
Can I be number two now?
Okay.
I was going to be last, but
Okay.
because of your topic, I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah,
I know
sure.
these ladies have a lot to say about something much more.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I came next, I was going to come last because I was going to see what they're going to say and add things, because they've got lots to say. Because I've done this kind of work, intercultural work, and my experience is very different. But I understand your experience. It's very wonderful what you're doing in getting to know yourself. But I was a very cheeky 20-year-old when I came to England, very forward, very confident, and I didn't actually even realize that my surroundings were not at all like Lebanon. Of course, I didn't like the weather and everything, but it took me not so long to get to know the people and to... Sorry. Oh, look. I am Margaret Ali, born in Lebanon, and living in... I've lived in a few countries, but now living in England for the past many, many years. I came to England when I was only 20 years old, and listening to her, I found out that my experience is pretty different. The main reason being, I feel, I was very sure of who I was. I was an Armenian girl born in Lebanon, and I had a wonderful family, but because I wanted to join my husband, well, we got married when I came to England, I came to England. I left all my beautiful family behind, but I also carried my family with me. You know, I was so sure that I'll have adventures in London. I mean, in England. I was in actually Liverpool, but it took a little while to realize that I am very different, or they are very different. That they are very different in character. They're extremely reserved. They're extremely to themselves. But then when I made friends, because my husband had friends, I found the real people. But in my life, in general, I have always had to deal with different cultures, because I'm an Armenian born in Lebanon. I'm in England, meeting many people like you and others as well, other cultures. But also, I lived for a short while in Algeria, North Africa, because I wanted to see how socialism works. I pushed my husband to teach there. My husband was a university professor. Then I became quite comfortable there as well. And then I lived a little while. This is In between, I'm living in England, right? A little while in Nigeria, so I thought Africans are great. And I've got still Nigerian friends everywhere, including England. This lovely lady, Kate, is a Nigerian friend of mine from London. But you know, what I'm trying to say is I learned to understand the cultures of each country or community I was with. And I used those to my advantage, meaning that as a woman, I could kind of mingle with them and say, hey, I love your food. And it's true what I'm saying. And she says, oh, yeah, we'll come when you come to my house and let's do this, let's do that, etc. The thing is, to know yourself is very important, like Charlene said. You got to be confident and know that I am this person. But it's very easy when I went to Israel, Palestine. It was very, I didn't know anything about Israelis. But I learned so much when I got there. And I empathized with them as well, you know, and I became friends with them. I have many Israeli friends now in England. So it's like how you can use what you have in yourself and find commonality between you and the other, you know, and then use it for friendship. I think women can do it much, much, much easier than men. My husband is almost always the same, you know, always a good man, always kind, always reserved, always with his books, you know. But I was the one who'd kind of bring friends, and look, my husband's like this and like that, and you know, they got friendly. But I think women's power of understanding cultures is extremely important. What important thing I didn't say is, I was an Armenian, Christian, and I married Anglo-Indian, Muslim background, you know, although he was not practicing Muslim, but that's not important. I had to understand his culture, his heritage, where he came from. And then, you know, God gave me a job that I actually do that every day, trying to work with people, bringing people together in Universal Peace Federation, and to really, really make us understand one another, you know. It is because what you said, the other becomes the enemy. Actually, the other is your friend. You just have to know him and her, you know. So therefore, knowing your culture, sharing your culture with others, and also understanding, you know, understanding who you are, but at the same time understanding that I am very similar to you. I know a little bit about Africa, so I can talk to you about Africa. Do you understand me? So therefore, it's important to use our knowledge, our experiences, and to use them for peace building. You know, that's what I do every day in my life. When I went to Israel, Palestine, I could immediately, we eat the same hummus, immediately understand the Israelis. Yeah, she will come and tell you much more. What I'm trying to say is that women power is extremely, extremely wonderful and a huge tool to bring peace. And even I can testify that in actually bringing peace groups together, in doing that, which you will as well. Yeah, later on we can have more time, but let us give the chance of these two lovely ladies to say all they have to say. Do you come next?
Hello, my name is Vardit Kaplan and I'm from Israel, and I'm happy that Margaret took the opportunity to speak after, because I would like to rely to what she just said. Yesterday I spoke about tourism as a bridge to connect, to know other culture, and to connect and to get to know other culture. Today I would like to speak about peace, and something that happened in Israel in the last 2 years, and I was part of it, and I would like to share with you my experience. I was born in Israel. I'm third generation. My parents came from the Holocaust, and I served in the army, because in Israel women need to serve in the army. And I thought to myself, I serve in a combat unit, and I thought to myself, when my children will grow up, they will never ever need to go to the army. There will be peace in Israel. We would know how to connect with the Palestinian. We can share the country. We can all live in peace and quiet. But it's happened that I have 3 boys, and in Israel, boys need to go to the army as well as women. And 2 years ago, my middle son was in the army in a combat unit. And in Israel, every 2-3 years, there is kind of a small operation or whatever it is. And 2014 was a bad summer for a lot of people in Israel. There was an operation for 50 days, and at the end of this summer, all of a sudden, it was a growth movement that women came and say, we can't stand it anymore. We want to give our children a different future, a hope. We can't go on living like this. And more than this, I believe, and other women as well believe, that women have the power to change the world, that women can bring another approach, another way, and they can bring peace and quiet. And as women, we give birth, so the Palestinian as well, and we can share this feeling and create together a bridge and bring peace. I need your help, So what we did, all of a sudden, after the summer, I wasn't, I have a different career, but I found myself deeply involved in this movement. This movement started from 1,000 women. Today, we are almost 20,000 women all over Israel. And we came and we decided can you go on? We have, okay, the next. And our goal was, we believe and we think that the violence, it's not the solution for the conflict. The only solution is to go back to negotiation and to create peace in the Middle East. And what we think is that there is enough solution. We don't offer them. Whether to create, there was a negotiation through the 90s, through the last 20 years. So the problem is not the solution. The problem is just get back to the table and communicate and to deal. And both leaders from both sides don't want to do it. And so for us, we have 2 or 3 main goals. Can you go on? The main goal was for us, it's to influence on the Israeli government and as well as the Palestinian leaders and government to go back to diplomatic and agreement. And as well, there is the UN decide, I don't know if you know about 1325. This is a decision that was made in the UN that women should take part in a peace process. Okay, can you put, okay, next one. So what we did, we start to work all over Israel. We are not a political, by the fact that we start work against or we want to force the government, that make us political movement. But at the end of the day, women come from all over Israel, from the south to the north, left wings, right wings, all over the country. People come from Ethiopia, people who come from Russia, people who come from rich and poor, all over together because we want to create a diversity that the government couldn't say, just this kind of women.